A lot of people who own investment property are right now wondering if this is a great time to sell since there's a huge amount of appreciation.
Kevin and I have been faced with the same thing, yet we've chosen not to sell. And here are the 5 reasons why we chose not to.
But hey, wait, before we jump into it, so we can keep all of our content free, drop a comment and click the like button to help YouTube boost us in the algorithm. Thanks.
So one of the first reasons why we chose not to is the fact that rents are going through the roof. We're seeing massive appreciation across the country, and especially in our area, we've seen over 20% increase. In some areas, it's even much higher. And I think one of the reasons why we're seeing that is because the moratorium for evictions has ended, as well as most leases are now ending, allowing landlords to re-up. And with all the other costs that they've seen, they're working on actually recouping that. And it's just driving the market further. And I think we're going to see that even this year, we're going to still see at least maybe another 10% increase.
So if you're evaluating a property you already own with a mortgage that you already have, you're now seeing a much, much higher cash flow number from that property producing higher rents.
And that's probably why you got into this in the first place, right?
It's finally working out. Yeah, I love it.
So the second reason why, and it just came out today, the CPI is over 8.5%. That's your inflation rate. So basically what's happening is your dollars are getting cheaper. They're buying less. But guess what? You've got fixed rate debt on their property. So therefore you're paying off your debt with cheaper dollars. So why not keep it? Because the way it's looking right now, inflation keeps going.
Absolutely right. You've already locked in your debt, your rates, and your asset. So now you're able to start paying that down faster and easier than ever before. So the next one, if you're somebody who owns rental investment property, is you're always looking for great tenants. Now, more than ever, you have a very large pool of tenants that are out there looking for new apartments. You can be incredibly selective and very choosy about who your next tenant's going to be.
Exactly. So now you're maybe getting rid of some of your less desirable tenants and bringing in much better tenants, also with a higher rental, as we just talked about.
That's exactly right. We've all fallen into the trap where we held on to the not so great tenant longer than we probably should have. It's cost us a lot of time, a lot of stress, a lot of money.
Yep. And so now you can get higher rents and you can get lower costs, ideally. So it's a win-win.
Absolutely.
So our fourth reason is, why sell when we can refinance? And we've always looked at this as a long-term strategy. We're not looking at the short term and just put a bunch of money in our pocket. We're thinking long-term, long hold, depreciation,
sure,
cash flow, long-term wealth.
Absolutely right. And if you look at it this way, everybody's so focused on the fact that rates have just recently jumped up. But if you look at it as over the span of your owning of these properties, maybe a 20-year span, the rates are still great compared.
Exactly.
So look at this like running a marathon versus running a sprint.
Exactly. And then you can still pull out that cash, and since you're putting a loan on it, it's tax-free. So you can still use that to buy other property, or if you want, buy a boat.
That sounds like a great idea, Matt.
The fifth one is there's very limited good opportunities out there right now, since you've probably bought years ago, and with such a massive appreciation and the competition, there's just not something else you can buy right now with that cash.
Exactly. I mean, think about it now. What's your next step with the money you're going to be reaping from the sale that you're making? Plan this stuff out. Don't get too caught up in the hype of just thinking, gosh, I'm going to sell while I can. You have to have a plan of where that money's going to go.
Exactly. So everyone, I hope this was helpful. I mean, this is once again, what we chose to do. We can't tell you what you're going to do. Make your own decisions, but this is what we did, and we just wanted to share that with you guys.
And maybe I'll see you out there on my shiny new boat.
And also check out this video. Hopefully it's helpful as well. Thanks a lot.